Hey guys, what's going on? Today we are going to walk you through this style of eyeshadow. So I have an entire video, detailed video on the do's and don'ts of hooded eyes, in my opinion, that YouTube typically doesn't tell you, following this style right here. So if you're interested in that, I'll have the video linked, and throughout the video it'll be like up in a corner. I'll put it up right here as well in case you want to click it now. So if you want to see this style, go ahead and click that video. You can watch this one too if you want, but I went ahead and I did this one for you, so I'm not really walking you through this one, but I am walking you through this side, which is the side that I have much preferred lately when it comes to shimmer. So when it comes to matte shadow, I'm still someone who wants to go for this kind of look, but trying to build in a shimmer like I did here with this, I just don't think it's that flattering. I find this to be a lot more flattering and way easier. So the reason I came up with this video is because I picked up the two new palettes that Wet n Wild came out with for their like summer or something like that collection, whatever it was. The Hostel Costa Baby, I'll open it so you guys can see the shadows. This one, and then also the Stop Ruffling My Feathers, which looks like this, and this is pretty much what we're gonna be using today. So I sat here for 2 days trying to film this video, trying to do something with color and shimmer, and I couldn't figure out how to make this work for you. So then finally I decided to take a step back, take it back to basics, and that's how I came up with this. And when you guys see this, you are gonna be like, holy crap, did you really need to even do a video on that? That's so easy. But I did, because I forget about stuff like just taking it back to basics sometimes. So I hope this video is helpful to some of you. If you want to see how I make shimmer work on my hooded eyes, and you could totally do this way as well, just follow my other tutorial and then just add shimmer in here where I typically would apply a matte shade. So either way, go ahead and watch this video, and I hope you learned something from it if you are struggling with shimmer and you have hooded eyes like me. Alright guys, so I've already done this eye. I'm not going to show you that today because this video would be 20 minutes long. Trust me, I've already filmed it and the video was corrupt, so all of my stuff got deleted. But anyway, this is exactly what I do in the video that I will link below, and I'll put a card up here. This is my like hooded eyes do's and don'ts video. I followed the exact same thing I'm showing you in that video. I just applied a shimmer here instead of a matte shade, which is why this is looking a little bit off. I just don't think this technique works the best with shimmer. It would work if I did like a halo eye, but I wasn't in the mood for that today. So I'm gonna show you what I do with shimmer, and some of you might laugh because it is so freaking simple, but I think I really was overthinking it today. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what I do. So I'm gonna pick up the Stop Ruffling My Feathers palette, and I'm just gonna go directly in with this color. First, I'm gonna use my finger, and then I'm gonna switch to a synthetic brush with a little bit of rose water, whatever you have, Fix Plus will work. I just have a very small inner corner and outer corner and fat fingers, so I can't really get everything on the lid, but we're just gonna take this and we're gonna really try to concentrate it at the base of the lash line and then kind of work it up. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna fast forward through it, and then I'll come back here and show you guys what I do. Alright, so once you've got that fully saturated on your lid, and I just followed my natural lid space, I didn't go above very much, and I just kind of followed that same shape. I'm going to take a blending brush, and I'm just taking, this is a Firma 202, I got this in an Ipsy box, and I'm going to kind of hold my brush out like this rather than down, because I want to leave as much pigment as possible on the lash line and just start to blend out the outer edge, because it's going to kind of create its own transition shade like this. So I won't need to apply all this extra stuff that's making my lid look a little more heavy. So I'm gonna fast forward once again, but I'm just gonna hold my brush out as much as possible and just really try to concentrate on the outer corners. And I'm gonna do like circular and little windshield wiper motions. I actually don't like that brush as much. I'm gonna switch to a Real Techniques brush and just do the same thing. That brush was a little too firm. All right, so that was probably about 2 minutes of blending, and you can see just by blending that one shade, it's basically created a transition because it's kind of knocked off some of that shimmer, and it leaves the like color that's underneath the shimmer up there to kind of like leave a nice wash of color, which is like a transition. So I think that looks great. So I'm going to just wipe off the fallout because there's definitely fallout. Like, look at that. There's definitely fallout with this palette, so this is one that you're gonna want to do before your makeup unless you want to put a bunch of powder under your eyes, which I'm never a fan of. So now we've got to do the lower. I'm just gonna look down a little bit so you guys can see the difference here. I just think that this looks so much lighter and more summery and just like flattering when it comes to shimmer. If you're using all mattes, this is definitely a good way to go, but when you're bringing in shimmers, I think that this is just much more flattering. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation, bronzer, blush, all that good stuff, and then I will come back here and then we can go ahead and finish up the lower lash line. All right, guys, I finished up the rest of my makeup. Everything I'm wearing on my face will be listed below, but let's go ahead and finish up the lower lash line. So for this side, the typical method I would use is I would take the transition shade I was using. So I always go in with whatever like contour shade I'm using. So I used the Anastasia contour shade in my crease, and then I used the transition shade in this palette. So I'm gonna go in with that transition shade and just work the lower lash line from outer corner to inner, making it a little bit thinner as I move in. And then I used the brown in this Dose of Colors Baked Browns. I used kind of a mix of those two on like the outer to further define. So I'm just gonna take that on a flat liner brush and just really kind of work that on the outer third just to intensify. Right, and then on this side, all I'm gonna do is take another pencil brush. Let me just wipe this off because I think there's some color on it. And I'm just gonna go in directly with the shimmer shade that I used on my lid. And I'm gonna work that from outer corner to inner corner. Super simple. I'm gonna spray my brush after I dip a little bit with a setting spray so I don't get a lot of fallout since I've already applied my foundation and concealer and all that good stuff. Trying to not let my mouth hang open, it is so hard to not do that. And then I just used the Lottie London Shimmer Squad for my highlight, so I'm just gonna dip into this color right there, the Queen Bee, and I'm gonna add that on both inner corners. All right, so now that we have the lower lash line done, I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to apply a couple coats of mascara. I don't think I'm gonna apply lashes because I want you to see both sides completed, but this is what everything looks like with the lower lash line done. I'm sure this eye looks bigger since I used like the transition shade, and that tends to widen the eye, make it look bigger, which is usually what we want when we have hooded eyes. But when it comes to shimmer, I just think this is a little more flattering. It's lighter. I like it for summer. But that's just my feeling right now. My feelings can totally change. So anyway, I'll get into that a little bit more in a little bit. Let me apply some mascara and then I will meet you right back here. Mascara is on and here is what everything is looking like. I am just much preferring this side. It's easy. It really allows that beautiful foiled shadow to pop. You can really see it no matter like what way you turn. The light just reflects off of it and I think it looks beautiful. And I find with pretty much any shimmer shadow, when you do this, as long as you really take your time blending those outer corners, it will lose the like shimmer pigmentation and just turn into like a natural transition shade that just matches perfectly. Like you can even see with this, I used the transition shade in the palette, right? and I just think it doesn't really complement that well, the shadow. It's like kind of a cool transition shade, and then this is a warmer shadow. So sure, I could have gone in with like something a little warmer, but I mean, I used what was in the palette, and then I also used my contour color. So yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys. If you have hooded eyes and you struggle with shimmer, there are so many like hooded eye rules, right? Like, don't apply shimmer to your hood. I mean, I have it on my hood a little bit. Now, I do agree you shouldn't apply like a crazy amount of shimmer to your hood because it is gonna make it pop out a little more, and mine already pops out a lot. So, but you don't have to follow those rules. Like I said in the beginning, I find myself sometimes just like automatically going on autopilot and doing this routine, but I wasn't favoring it. I was really struggling. So I just like took a step back and I said, take it back to basics, Brittany. Apply the freaking shadow to your eye and just see what happens. And this is what happens, and it's super easy, and I really like it. So let me know what you guys prefer. A lot of you might prefer this. I mean, I like this. There's times that I really do prefer this as well. Personally, right now, I'm just loving this, but let me know what you guys like best. If you have any questions, as always, please leave them below. I'll try my very, very best to get back to you. Otherwise, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It means the world to me. I love having you guys here, seeing my channel grow and seeing all you guys get some kind of help from my video. I can't even explain how good that makes me feel, because I was that person who struggled so hard. I still do sometimes, as you can see by this, with my hooded eyes. So when I discover something, I really want to share it with you guys, and I'm so happy to have you here. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend, and I hope to see you all very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.